Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered why so many talented creators burn out and quit just when they're getting started? You see them everywhere. They have great ideas, they're passionate, but a few months down the line, their channel goes silent. What if I told you that most of these failures come down to 3 huge, but surprisingly common mistakes? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what those mistakes are, and more importantly, how you can avoid them to build a channel that actually lasts. Stick around, because the advice I'm about to share could be the difference between giving up and achieving your creative dreams. So, let's dive right into the number 1 reason why most creators fail. They quit way too early. I know it sounds almost too simple, but it's the honest truth. We live in a world of instant gratification. We see these huge creators with millions of subscribers, and we think it happened overnight. But it never does. The reality of content creation is a long, slow grind, especially at the beginning. You're going to spend hours editing a video that gets maybe 10 views, and half of those might be from your mom using different accounts. It's discouraging. It feels like you're screaming into a void. This early stage is what I call the desert of despair. You're putting in maximum effort for minimum results. Your view count is flat. Your subscriber growth is non-existent, and the motivation you started with begins to fade. This is the critical point where 90% of creators throw in the towel. They look at their stats after a month or 2 and think, "This isn't working, I'm a failure." But they're not failing, they're just in the process. Growth on any platform is not a straight line up. It's an exponential curve. It starts incredibly slow, almost flat, for a long, long time. And then, if you stay consistent, something clicks. The algorithm starts to understand who your audience is. One video gets a little more traction, a few more people subscribe, and slowly that curve begins to tick upwards. Think of it like planting a bamboo tree. For the first few years you water it, you care for it, and you see nothing. It's just a seed in the ground. You could easily give up, thinking the seed was bad. But underground, it's building a massive, complex root system. Then, in its 5th year, it suddenly shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. That's what your creator journey is like. Those first months, or even years, of low views, are you building your root system. You're learning how to edit, how to speak to a camera, how to title your videos, and how to create better content. Every video, no matter how poorly it performs, is a lesson. You're building your skills, your backlog of content, and your resilience. So, the first rule to avoid failure is to reframe your mindset. Don't expect overnight success. Commit to the process for at least a year. Tell yourself, for 1 year, I will not even look at the numbers as a measure of success. My only goal is to publish consistently and improve by 1% with every single video. Give your bamboo tree time to grow its roots. Now let's move on to the second major mistake. Blindly copying trends without understanding why they work. You see a certain challenge, a specific video format, or a trending audio clip blowing up, and your first instinct is to jump on it. If it worked for them, it'll work for me. Right? Well, not exactly. While paying attention to trends can be a great way to get a temporary boost in visibility, doing it without any strategy is a recipe for disaster. What happens is you become a cover band. You're playing someone else's music, and while you might get some applause, you never build your own true fans. The problem with trend chasing is that you're always 1 step behind. By the time you've recreated a trend, the wave has often already peaked and is on its way down. You're also attracting an audience that's interested in the trend, not in you. So when the trend dies, that audience leaves. You're left with a spike in your analytics and a bunch of hollow views that do not translate into a loyal community. These viewers didn't subscribe for your personality or your unique take on the world. They just clicked because they recognized the format. This leads to a confusing brand identity. One week you're doing a dance challenge, the next you're doing a DIY tutorial, and the week after you're reacting to a movie trailer. Your channel becomes a chaotic mess, and the algorithm has no idea who to show your videos to. So, how do you avoid this trap? The key is not to ignore trends, but to adapt them. Instead of copying, ask yourself, how can I put my own unique spin on this trend? How can I make it relevant to my specific niche and my audience? For example, if there's a trending "What's in my bag" video format, and your channel is about sustainable living, don't just show your bag. Create a video called "What's in my zero waste bag." You're using the popular format as a Trojan horse to deliver your own unique message. This way, you get the best of both worlds. You get the discoverability of the trend, but you're also showcasing your personality and reinforcing your niche. You're attracting viewers who are not just interested in the trend, but are also intrigued by your perspective. Always filter trends through the lens of your brand. Ask, does this align with my message? Does this serve my target audience? If the answer is no, have the discipline to let it go. Your originality is your greatest asset. Don't trade it for a few cheap views. This brings us perfectly to the third, and perhaps most critical mistake creators make: ignoring their audience. At the start, it's easy to think your channel is all about you. It's your ideas, your passion, your content. But the moment you hit publish, it's not just about you anymore. It becomes a conversation. Your audience is the other half of that conversation, and if you ignore them, you're just talking to yourself. I see so many creators who never read their comments, never ask their audience what they want to see, and never analyze which videos are actually resonating with people. They're creating in a bubble. Your audience is giving you a gold mine of free data every single day. Your comment section is the most valuable market research tool you have. People will tell you exactly what they loved about a video, what confused them, what questions they have, and what they want you to cover next. Ignoring this is like a chef never asking customers how their food tastes. How can you possibly improve or create a menu people love if you do not listen to their feedback? And it's not just about the comments. Look at your analytics. Which videos have the highest audience retention? Where are people dropping off? Which thumbnails are getting the most clicks? This data tells a story about what your audience responds to. Engaging with your audience does two things. First, it helps you create better content. You're no longer guessing what people want. You're making videos you know they're interested in, which leads to higher views and watch time. The algorithm loves this, and it will push your content to more people. Second, and just as importantly, it builds a community. When you reply to a comment, pin a great suggestion, or even shout someone out in your next video, you make that person feel seen and valued. You're transforming a passive viewer into a loyal fan, a true member of your tribe. These are the people who will show up for every video, who will share your content, and who will support you in the long run. Creating content is not a one-way street. It's about building a relationship. So, make it a habit after every video you post to spend 30 minutes in the comments section. Read, reply, and listen. Ask questions in your videos and in the community tab. Create polls. Make your audience feel like they are part of the creative process, because they are. Okay, we've covered the 3 biggest mistakes. quitting too early, blindly chasing trends, and ignoring your audience. Now, talking about problems is easy, but what's the solution? Let's put this all together into a simple, actionable plan that you can start using today. I call it the 3C Action Plan. Commit, create, and connect. First, commit. As we discussed, you need to commit to the long-term process. So, your first action step is to get out a calendar, digital or physical, and mark a date 1 year from today. That is your commitment date. Until that day, you will not judge your success based on views or subscribers. Your only metric for success is publishing consistently. Decide on a realistic schedule. Maybe it's 1 video a week. Maybe it's 1 every 2 weeks. Whatever it is, lock it in and commit to it for 1 year. This removes the pressure of instant results and allows you to focus on what truly matters, getting better. Second, create. This is about finding your unique voice instead of just copying others. Your action step here is to define your content pillars. What are the 2 or 3 core topics or themes that your channel is about? Write them down. Now for the next month, every video idea you have must fit under one of these pillars. And when you see a trend, before you jump on it, you must run it through this filter. How can I adapt this trend to fit one of my content pillars? This forces you to be original and strategic, building a strong brand identity from the very beginning. Third, connect. This is all about building that relationship with your audience. Your action step is simple. For every video you post, schedule 30 minutes in your calendar to do nothing but engage with your comments. Don't just heart them. Write thoughtful replies, ask follow-up questions, find the most insightful comment, and pin it. Acknowledge the people who are taking the time to engage with you. Make them the heroes of your story. This simple habit will transform passive viewers into a dedicated community faster than any other strategy. So there you have it. The 3 biggest mistakes and a straightforward 3C action plan. Commit, create, and connect to help you avoid them. This isn't rocket science. It's about patience, authenticity, and community. The creator journey is a marathon, not a sprint. If you can avoid these common pitfalls, you won't just survive. You will thrive. You'll build something meaningful, something that lasts, and a community that will champion you every step of the way. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And for more tips on how to grow as a creator, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Now, I want you to go to the comments and tell me which of these 3 mistakes you've struggled with the most. Let's start the conversation. I'll see you in the next one.